beautiful friends, my name is Anna. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make Cuban mango marmalade. We call this Mermelada mango, which obviously translates to mango marmalade, but this is kind of more of a curd. Obviously we're not using any eggs, but it is nice and thick and kind of creamy. It is so good. It only requires simple ingredients. You guys know me, I love anything simple with minimal ingredients, quick and easy. You're gonna need some mango flesh. Here I have you're gonna need tons of mangoes. Obviously you can scale down the recipe. I have about 3 pounds of mango flesh in here. I've been so lucky. It is mango season. I have so many neighbors that have mango trees and they have been blessing me with tons and tons of mangoes. I think I've gotten probably more than like 15 pounds of mango in the last 2 weeks. It is incredible. Like I said, let's go back to the ingredients. You're gonna need some mango flesh, kind of a lot of granulated sugar, a little bit of water, juice of 1 lime, and a pinch of salt. That is it. This comes together so quickly, and if you love mango, you will love this. So as you saw, I pretty much have my mango flesh ready, but I am going to show you how to cut a mango in case you're not familiar with mangoes and you don't know how to cut them and all that jazz. So as you can see, these are beautiful mangoes. These are very ripe. I use very ripe mangoes for this because they're a little sweeter. To cut the mango, you just want to cut the cheeks on each side. Mangoes have a very big pit in the center. It's pretty much like all of this right here. It's quite big. So I like to cut that, and then I like to cut the sides just like so. And then I like to go in and make little squares. Okay, this is just how I find the easiest to cut my mangoes. Some people like to peel it and then cut it, but I don't think that's necessary. I think this way it's easier. With a spoon, we go in and we just remove the flesh, and really can't get any easier than this. This is so fragrant. They're nice and sweet. So I like to go around, because there's still some mango in here. So I like to go around the pit and just remove everything that's left. Because you can see there's still quite a lot of flesh, and we do not want to miss that. We have to go over to the stove so we can start cooking. To my pot here, I'm going to add all of my mango flesh. I'm also going to add the water. Now we add the juice of 1 whole lime. I find the juice is necessary. It brings out the mango flavor so beautifully, and it just gives it a nice touch of freshness and acidity to all the sweetness, because this is quite a sweet dessert. Okay, and last but not least, we add some salt. Now I'm gonna let this cook again on medium for about 10 minutes, or we add our sugar. And as you can see, the mangoes have started to soften a little bit. So now I'm going to add the sugar. Now that the sugar is all mixed in, we have to let this cook another 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, this is what my mangoes are looking like. So you can see it's bubbling up beautifully. The mangoes have definitely cooked down quite a bit. They're nice and soft, and my house smells like a mango farm. It is delicious. I love the smell of mangoes. I think if I could save this scent and put it into a candle, I would, because it is the most delicious smell. I'm going to bring the heat down to low so it can stop bubbling up and I don't burn myself. Now with the hand mixer, I'm gonna go in. You can do this in a blender. I'm going to blend this whole thing together. Okay, so this is, I think, pretty perfect. It's nice and smooth. If you're using a hand mixer, be careful, because since the mixer is really hot, if it splatters on you, it might burn you. So just keep that in mind so you don't burn yourself. I'm gonna go in, make sure, oh yeah, that's nice and smooth. Okay, so now that we blended the whole thing, we have to pass it through a sieve because, as you may know, mangoes are very fibrous, so it has a lot of fiber and we obviously don't want that. I'm gonna pass mine through a fine sieve so we can get rid of all that fiber and we have a nice and creamy marmalade. You can do this before, ooh, it is steamy. You can do this before you start cooking it. You can blend it and pass it through a sieve. I personally like to do it after it has cooked down a little bit more, personal preference. So you see all of that, this in there, that's all of that fiber. We definitely don't want this. We want, I mean, if you don't mind, I guess you can leave it, but to me it really makes a world of a difference. So I like to take the extra step. Okay, so now that I'm done straining all of my marmalade, this is so much marmalade, but we go through this like crazy. You guys have no idea. I also give a lot to my neighbors and friends because we all love this. I think I posted a picture of this on Instagram, well, video of me making it, and I think has been the most requested video to this day. It is so crazy. This is about 7 cups of marmalade. It is crazy. You can make half, but trust me, if you love mangoes, you will love this. Okay, so now we transfer it back into our pot because we have to continue cooking this a little longer. I think it takes about 20 more minutes, 15 to 20 more minutes. Right now it's a little liquidy. It should be a little thicker. So I'm going to cook this again, medium heat for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll show you the final results. Okay, so my marmalade has been cooking for a good 20 minutes and it is nice and thick. Can you see how thick that is compared to how we started? And remember, once it cools down, it will thicken up quite a lot, but this is just such a beautiful sight. Look at that. Marmalade is done. I have a huge, what is this? Mason jar. So this is just how I like to store it. So what I do, I boil my mason jars. This is my way of storing it. I boil the mason jars and I just pretty much add the marmalade. I cover it. I turn it upside down. I cover it with a kitchen towel overnight, and that will help your jar seal. That is if you make this amount and you think it's gonna last longer than 2 weeks, you can do that just as if you were storing jelly or any other type of preserve or anything like that. But since, like I said, this will last me about a week, I think even less, I just store it in the refrigerator. You can store it up to 2 weeks. So I'm going to let it come to room temperature, and then I'm going to close it with a lid, pop it in the fridge. It stays good in the fridge for about 2 weeks. I don't recommend you eat it hot, but you can eat it at room temperature. But in this household, and pretty much I think everyone I know likes to eat it cold, I'm gonna pop it in the fridge for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, however long I can control myself, because this smells so incredibly delicious. You guys have no idea. And then we get to try it. I am back, and as you can see, I already served my marmalade because I was taking a picture. You can eat it by itself. I grew up eating it with a bit of white cheese. This is a Cuban white cheese. You can use Mexican cheese, pretty much any type of white cheese, or you can also eat it with cream cheese. Or you can also make tarts. As you can see, the marmalade, it's quite thick. It's kind of like a curd, just a bit runnier than a curd, but it's still quite thick and beautiful, and you can do so many things with it. This is how mine looks. As you can see, I added the cheese, then I poured the marmalade right on top, and then I dressed it up with basil leaves. Normally I would do mint leaves, but I didn't have any. So I just did a little basil. It makes it pop a little bit better. It's so delicious. Of course, I'm going to dig right in. So I got a little bit of that cheese and I got a little marmalade. So creamy, it's sweet, it's bright. It is so, so delicious. I just love this. I just know that this will be made so much throughout the summer because I'm planning on freezing some of those mangoes so I can make this marmalade later on, because honestly, there's nothing better than mangoes from the tree. I don't know what it is, but they just taste so good. So I hope you guys learned, and I hope you guys enjoyed how to make my version of a Cuban marmalade. It is so good. I know you would love it. If you have tons of mangoes on hand, this is your chance to use them. This is great. I recommend it. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and bye-bye.